everything you knew about healthy eating was missing a few secrets. From food combinations that boost nutrient absorption to some shocking tips that will change the way you shop. This is one video your body doesn't want you to miss. For instance, did you know you shouldn't store apples by other fruits either on the counter or in the refrigerator? That's because apples emit ethylene, which can cause other fruits to ripen faster. On the other hand, if you need your avocados to ripen faster, a great tip is to put your apples and your avocados in a paper bag. Seal it pretty good so that the ethylene has a chance to work on the avocados, and that can shorten the ripening time by a couple of days. And speaking of avocado, if you have more avocado ripe than you need, you can mash it up, add lime or lemon juice, and freeze it, and then take it out when you need it for a smoothie or avocado toast. And I love fresh basil, but it's expensive at certain times of year. So when you can get a whole bunch of it at a good bargain, what you might want to do is take the leaves apart and then freeze what you don't need. And then as you need it throughout the year, you just take however many leaves you need and crumble them up into your spaghetti sauce or on your pizza or whatever you need. That's just a great way to have basil year round and not have to pay a fortune for it. And two foods that usually are part of jokes, bananas, banana peels, and pickles, are actually wonderful foods for foot cramps. So athletes take a banana with a little bit of salt to prevent cramping after exercise. I have not tried this, to be honest, but I'll tell you what, this next tip you're gonna love. If you, like me, suffer from foot cramps or leg cramps or toe cramps when you're trying to sleep, and they'll wake you up right out of a good night's sleep, and then you can't do anything about it unless you walk around for a while until it disappears. Then you go back to bed, and then in a moment later, like as soon as you start to drift off, bam, another cramp. This is due to potassium deficiency, I believe, and possibly magnesium. But you can go and take potassium and magnesium, and it might take forever for that to work. But what does work is a shot or two of pickle juice. And I mean, it's a miracle. I love it. You're gonna love me for it if you also suffer from leg cramps and foot cramps, and I would love to hear your reports to see if it also works for you. But nothing else works. That works perfectly for me. And I'm sure you've heard how wonderful green tea is for your health. It has a lot of antioxidants in it and also has some weight loss assistance in it. I'm not really sure how that works, but in terms of the antioxidants, if you take some lemon juice with it, you can boost the absorption of the antioxidants by 10 times. Dark chocolate and almonds go together like Batman and Robin. They are the real dynamic duo for the brain. Dark chocolate is rich in antioxidants called flavonoids, and almonds are packed with healthy fats and vitamin E. The fats in the almonds help your body absorb the fat-soluble nutrients in chocolate, especially those brain-boosting flavonoids. So this is a great snack when you need a brain power boost on your next project. So coffee has been linked to an increase in metabolism. If you add cinnamon to it, what you're doing is you get a double whammy for your weight loss efforts. So your metabolism gets a little boost from the coffee, and the cinnamon helps regulate your blood sugar level. So you don't get that crash after you have the coffee. And so together they work very well as a weight loss drink. Want to turbocharge the health benefits of carrots? Carrots have vitamin A. Well, actually they have beta carotene, which our body converts to vitamin A. And hummus has both olive oil and tahini, and together they help boost the absorption of vitamin A. So the next time you're ready for a snack, try carrots and hummus. Turmeric is known as a superfood. It has curcumin in it, which is an anti-inflammatory and antioxidant. Now, it's hard for the body to absorb it, however. But if you add a little bit of black pepper, you can boost its absorption rate by 2,000%. So next time you have some curry or whatever you used your turmeric in, consider adding a little bit of black pepper. It makes all the difference. And speaking of turmeric, One of my favorite teas, in fact, probably the only tea besides maybe black licorice and peppermint combination that I do enjoy sometimes, is a tea that I make myself. And so it's got turmeric, it's got ginger, it's got honey, it's got lemon, and it's got black pepper to boost the turmeric, right? And so what I do is I shave the ginger and I shave the turmeric. And then I put some hot water over it and steep it for about 8 minutes. Then I add the honey and the lemon and the black pepper. And it's delicious. It sounds kind of weird, but it's really yummy and it's so good for you. And how many times a day do we hear, eat more leafy greens, especially dark leafy greens? However, again, it's hard for the body to absorb the nutrients in them. But what helps is if you have healthy fats with those leafy greens. So your olive oil will work, a boiled egg, some walnuts, or what I love is avocado. And so if you have one of those with your leafy greens, you're going to boost its absorption rate tremendously. And again, avocados, I love avocado oil. We use that more than we use any other type of oil. And one of the reasons is it has a higher smoke point than olive oil does. So if I'm cooking with something, it's usually olive oil or coconut oil. But if I'm having a salad, then I use the olive oil for that. So just stay away from corn oil. It's got a lot of omega-6 in it, and what they call the SAD diet, the standard American diet, already has way too much omega-6 in it. Some omega-6 is fine, but it's supposed to be a 1-to-1 ratio with omega-6 and omega-3s, and it's more like 20-to-1 with the regular standard American diet. So I would avoid omega-6 as much as possible because, frankly, we don't need more than we're getting anyway, and just concentrate on getting plenty of omega-3. And here's another fun food fact. Mother Nature gives us all kinds of clues about what food is good for what body part. And walnuts don't just look like little brains. They're perfect for our brain health. They're high in omega-3 fatty acids and antioxidants, which can protect against cognitive decline and improve our memory. And regular consumption of walnuts has been linked to better blood flow in the brain and enhanced cognitive function in older adults. And that's just the start. I'll link to an article that has 17 of these food sort of twins from Mother Nature. One more that I'll mention though are tomatoes. So they're red and they contain 4 chambers just like the heart. And they have 2 key ingredients that have a big impact on heart health. Lycopene, and I may be pronouncing that wrong, and potassium. Lycopene gives the tomato its red color, and it's a powerful antioxidant that helps cells keep from becoming damaged. It may also lower LDL, which is the bad cholesterol, they call it that, and keep blood from clotting, which lowers stroke risk. And the potassium helps lower blood pressure by taking some sodium out of the body and relaxing the walls of our blood vessels. And here's something you may not know about farmed salmon. It's not pink. It may look sort of pale pink when you buy it in the store, but its flesh is naturally white or gray because it doesn't feed on the same things that wild-caught salmon does. So they have to color it with a plant-based food dye that the fish consume to make it look sort of anemic pink. And there are nutritional differences as well. So farm salmon has more omega-6 and saturated fat, and it's got more calories as well than wild-caught salmon. Wild-caught salmon has more omega-3s. The other issue is that farmed salmon has higher levels of PCBs and other contaminants. Now, hardly any fish won't have any contaminants anymore. It's just the state of our world. But for me, I choose the healthier fish. I never, ever, ever buy or eat farmed salmon. If I go to a restaurant and salmon is on the menu, I always ask. And I recently, as recently as last year, I was going to buy some salmon from Whole Foods for an event I was having. And they had a catering situation. So I went and looked at their catering site, and I was getting already all excited about having the salmon for the meal. But then I saw that it was sustainable salmon. So I'm like, what does that mean? It meant farm salmon. And they gave a whole list of reasons why it was perfectly healthy, but I'm sorry, I am not going to eat farm salmon. I'll go without if I have to, but I will not eat farm salmon. It's my belief that a fearless and fabulous life starts with optimum health. So I hope some of these tips helped you up-level your food choices. And if I missed any great food secrets, please drop them in the comments. I'm always anxious to learn more. And if we get enough, I may do a part 2 of this video. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so, and have a fearless and fabulous life.